Hello. Just holding a big old pot of mayo. Thought I'd come on and do an impromptu little video. I am creating a concoction. So we have some old chicken in the fridge. We cooked a whole chicken and I made bone broth, and then this is just the end of the chicken that's been in there. So I decided to make a chicken salad. I'm going to take some celery from the garden. I have this cucumber that's going to go old soon, so I'm going to chop that up in there, and the celery. I might put some mustard. Sometimes I like mustard in my chicken salad, and sometimes I just don't. So I'm going to get this all together. The dogs got the bones from the bone broth. They loved it. And so I'm trying to use up, I always see on YouTube the pantry challenge, whatever. I am really trying to be mindful of our family spending and our earnings, and so I need to be using up all of these things. This is what's left over from the... I just poured water all over my floor. Oh no. So that's what's left up. My goodness. That's what's left up of the lettuce from the other day that I harvested. There was a big storm, like wake you up in the middle of the night storm last night. So my lettuce, when I went out this morning, is all flopped over. So I should probably harvest that. We can't eat as much lettuce that I grow. So I always gift some, which is great. I love gifting. It's like almost 75-80% of why I garden. I'm making a mess with all the supplies. So, yep, I'm putting this all together. I'm going to make myself a little lunch and going to take care of the lemon balm, trim down some of the herbs, and then also the lettuce. Trim that down, wash it up, put it in the fridge. I don't like it, so if you can see, we're kind of to the, it's had its good day, and now that day is over stage. But I'm still going to use it up. The good thing is the bunnies love it, the chickens love it, so if it gets to where it can't, the compost loves it. So there's all these stages, you know, it will never get thrown in the trash. I do not like throwing anything in the trash, so everything I'd like to reuse, which sometimes is a really great thing and sometimes not a really great thing. But yeah, I'm going to make this up and eat this with some fresh vegetables. I haven't thought about putting some basil in there. So I'm like, since I've been making them little shots of whatever I have on hand, like flavor is changing for me. My preference in flavor is changing. So I kind of like the kick that you get when something isn't paired. Like, oh, that's kind of cool. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. You know, when your palate is used to certain things, you fall in love with them things, and your palate only wants them things. Well, I'm, getting older, and I like I can experiment with food. That's one thing I would, riding a motorbike, that's a whole new thing, right? I don't want to experiment in that. But food, yeah. Anywho, I'm going to keep making this, but I also just left a really cool teaching that I did with some young adults. And without going into detail about how that went or played out, I do want to chat about how hopeful that session made me. And I want to remember it till I'm an elder. Because they started our session, right? And this is also, they're also doing sessions about conservation work and buckthorn removal. We all know what that's like, and if you don't, be happy that you don't. But so they've had a full day already, right? So when they come to my portion of the day, they're a little sleepy-eyed and probably want to be on their phones and invest in other things that young adults like to invest in. And so I'm always, I say a little prayer to my ancestors that I spark their curiosity and open their heart, and then you kind of, as I'm talking and I'm really invested and intentional with what I'm saying, I kind of read the room and see, who sparks up and if I'm getting to them, right? And It's been a long week with my grandma and all of her health things, and just my college age kids, like them being home and me wanting to hold on to every moment I get with them. Um, the week has been emotional, to say the least. Thankfully, I have my close sister that I talk to on a daily basis, and she's older than me and has 4 boys and gets all of my things, right? Gets all of my emotions, so I call her all the time. But today's session, they come in and they're all sleepy-eyed, and I was a little worried. And then I just started talking about the health of our plants and water, and tending to seeds like you were tending to your own heart, and what that looks like, and being a part of creating something bigger, and being able to provide food and medicine for your people and your family. And we started just chatting about ceremonies and, different cultures and backgrounds, and coming together as a healthy ecosystem. And man, oh man, mid-session, we were in it, and I could just tell so many questions and conversations were leading all other places. And that's what I want to invest my time in my work. I get asked to do a lot of conferences and work with a lot of organizations, which is great. But our young adults, I just love it. I love it. And when I was leaving that session, I could tell, they all come and hug me, and I could just tell that together, there is greatness on the horizon, and everyone felt like we were connected and all hoping for a better future. So that made me really happy and changed my mood for the day. I never want to go into the back gardens or in any garden and feel dampened, right? I want to give the plant relatives my good energy, because that's what I'm hoping they gift me, and they always do. So, I was like, okay, what does the rest of my day look like? And it looks good now. It feels good now. And coming home to make like a healthy meal out of stuff that I prepared for my family, and this is just like the leftovers. I was like, I love the leftovers. It is a remnants of evenings I spent around the dinner table chatting with my family. This is it right here. There's a lot of mayo on that bite. So gratitude is my attitude for today. And I'm grateful that I have the people that I have around me that continue to like uplift me, and I hope I do the same for other people. And because that's what today felt like, right? Them young people were there to give me that little boost, and I, wanted to give them a little light and spark them up and make them think about things that they might not be thinking about, that, social media didn't gift them. Maybe I could be that gift. I don't know. That might be, so far from the realm of what you were wanting to see on this video, but I made myself some salad, and it's probably healthier if I put this or eat this without a bun. But in times of comfort, buns are necessary. So let's hope my 20-year-old son didn't eat up the last buns, because that's what happens when you're a parent and you leave and come back home. And I know most of you can understand that feeling. I forgot to add my sad little lettuce to the menu. Okay. Don't eat and talk at the same time. Oh, and I did get my microphone. And I probably should be using it now, because you probably can't hear me when I'm fumbling around trying to eat a meal. Which is why you don't push play on your camera when you're eating. Food for thought. Okay. Look. I am debating on how I want to trim my cilantro. I can do the cut and come again, which means I trim the whole thing, the whole head of it. Or I can go from the outside in, which means I just do the outer layer and I keep the inner layer intact so it can continuously grow out like it's doing right now, looking like a fountain. Let me show you. There it is right there. So we're gonna get the job done finally. I think I'm gonna just do the outer layer. Woo! Strong. There's just so much of it. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. If I want to just do little bushes a little bit like this, and like then my thought is, do I keep them in the fridge? Do I bundle them up and hang them so they can dry? They smell so fake magnificent. Not like soap at all. Like good food. So I think I am going to rinse it off and keep it in the fridge because I do want to make some salsa. So still very full. I'll show you. She is still full. Sorry if my camera's getting foggy. It is steamy out here.